my dear ones. This is a timeless pick a card reading with the topic love predictions with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. Whenever you are guided to watch it, this reading will show up and draw your attention to it, and it will predict a month ahead. Sometimes it wants to show you what you have already been to, so to make you understand your situation better. And it is particularly aimed towards singles and their love life or their non-existing love life, but it can work wonders for other groups as well. I want to take this chance to make a shout out to the people that have donated to this channel, and it's currently as follow: April, Lola, Ada, Nina, Celeste, Sherilyn, David, Lucia, and Anna. Thank you so much for your support and your contribution. And if you want to support my channel, you that listens, in the same way that these lovely people did, you can follow the donation link in the description box of this video. And now you have 4 different piles to choose your reading from. The first pile to the left is the Pagan LENORMAND Oracle hiding underneath here. And this pile is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. This pile is the Psychic Tarot, and the 4th pile is the Druid Craft Tarot. You can listen to all these readings and see what resonates, or you can choose one of the piles intuitively and go directly to your chosen pile with the guidance of the timestamps in the comment section and in the description box. Take note that the reading can be in the reverse for some of you, that it will be about the other person and not about you. Or that when I say this is you, it might be the other person. And if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading to make your situation more clear, you can turn to the love readings for the current season that is up. Or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will give you a moment to choose your deck here, which one it's going to be. If you watch them all, that helps my channel tremendously, but you're also allowed to just watch the pile that you are mostly drawn to. So I hope you were able to make a choice. I will just tune in here for a few seconds. Okay. So I will move pile number 4 and pile number 3 and pile number 2 to just leave pile number 1 here to make the first reading. For this reading, I chose this beautiful raw rose quartz crystal, and I will put it here. I think will be a good spot. And this was your oracle card. I'm sustained by love. Whatever you do, wherever you go, wherever you are with, let yourself be guided by the loving hands of the universe. So what I feel with that is that always feel loved, always feel supported, feel like you are doing the right thing, and that you have support for your way of looking at things. Because the more secure we can be in who we are and what we want, the more authentic we can also be towards other people. It's when we start to feel guilty, or when we start to feel like we don't have the right to feel like this, or we don't have the right to have those things, or to avoid having those things, or whatever it is. That's when we are starting to make it complicated, and we kind of split from ourselves, and we become this two-faced person where one says, well, it's all okay, and the other one kind of cries inside. So we don't want that for you. So wherever you go, whoever you're with, let yourself be guided by the loving hands of the universe. And the loving hands of the universe, I'm thinking also that what you feel inside, go with it, trust it. It might be things that needs to be sorted out. You just think like, no, I don't want to feel like this today. I just want to be happy. but it's not on the agenda to be happy this day. It's on the agenda to feel this thing. So that is what the loving hands of the universe is trying to show you. So follow that direction and really sort things out inside yourself. Give yourself time to heal. Don't try to avoid the topic of today. So let yourself be guided by the loving hands of the universe. And your other oracle cards is from the Romance Angels Oracle. And we have a soulmate together with release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So I'm thinking many of you have been in a relationship with a soulmate, either a romantic one or otherwise engaged with a soulmate. And for some reason at this point, you need to release this person. It might be for the rest of this lifetime, but it's not going to be forever. Since your soulmate, you are eternally connected with the work that you do. But it can also be for a shorter period of time. But for now, kind of just let them go if that is necessary. If you need to get over someone, focus on you. Focus on what you can control and what is doable for you today, what you can do to make your life better without this person, because this is not the solution to your happiness. Okay, the solution to your happiness is to unify yourself with you. Okay, but you have a soulmate here. It's just that they're probably in the past, since you need to release them. Okay, for now. Doesn't have to be forever, okay? So for now, so that you can focus on more acute things, the things that the divine wants to make you focus on, so you can learn what love is, okay? So, and these are your kind of tarot cards, but it's Lenormand oracle cards, the pagan Lenormand oracles. And I will put them like so to make your reading with it. Okay. When we are talking about messages from the universe, the thing that pinged on my computer was an announcement of something that the third phase moon has provided. Okay, third phase. So maybe that's a message for some of you. Needs to go and check that out. Okay. And we'll start with the central card that's kind of holding the energy or the topic for this whole reading, or the topic for you right now. And we have a snake. So my immediate conclusion is that your soulmate was acting as a snake this lifetime, and that is why you need to release them, because you probably needed to learn to listen to yourself, and you might have been hearing all along that, or you have been seeing that this person might have been acting like a snake in your life, and you didn't want to release this person in the past because you love them so much. And so they had to kind of act crueler and crueler and crueler, and more casual and more respectless towards you, so you would realize kind of learn how to let a soulmate go. So this seems to have been the issue, or what you needed to learn, or what you need to learn at this time. But it feels like maybe you have partly learned it, but you might not know why. And this is a continuous work. So people that doesn't make effort in your life to be authentic and to kind of work together with you and make nice, they are going to continuously be shown up in your life, and you are going to continuously going to have to say no to these people. It doesn't matter how much connection you feel with them, they still need to be let go. So this is a very advanced teaching. It's not for everyone. So I'm guessing you have asked for harder lessons this lifetime, and this was probably something that you needed to learn, to also learn self-love. I think you have come to the position where you have learned to become very empathic, and also learn to turn the other cheek. So it's not a problem for you to turn the other cheek in this lifetime. But the problem for you might be lying in being codependent, and this is the step that you are into for learning now, is to know how not to be codependent, how to take control of your life, how to let go of control over another person and their way of creating in life. We want to make them create beautiful things, but we can't. It's up to them, and they seem to refuse to. So then you need to take that face value and make very logical decisions upon that. So here we have the past, and we have the dog, and it's the wolf kind of. So it shows an undeniable kind of loyalty with you. You are someone's best friend, and it's like this dog. I had a friend that had a Rottweiler, and I accidentally actually stood on this poor dog's paw once. Not with my entire weight, but a little bit of his paw was under my slipper. And this dog didn't say anything. It just licked my hand and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, or please, can you pay attention to you actually standing on my paw?" He didn't make any attempt to move his paw or to tell me that he was hurting. He was just giving me a lot of love. So I'm feeling like this has been you in the past. Even when someone hurt you, you just gave them a lot of love, and that's very grand of you. It's very beautiful, and it shows how much you have learned to become like this beautiful entity of unconditional, forever kind of love. So that's fine, but I'm thinking you are going to have to learn to give it to yourself as of now. So this is kind of the outcome topic, the thing that you need to work on. And we have this beautiful pagan here, and it shows that you need to learn to love and respect yourself and trust in your own guidance. That this is kind of the smartest entity in the whole deck is what I'm feeling. I have this, and it's a young yellow lady as well that I feel the same kind of energy with. And she knows, he knows, whatever you are, whatever gender you are kind of identifying yourself with, you know where to go. So you can trust yourself entirely here. And you are not a bad person because you stand up for yourself or following your own intuition or your own kind of moral values. We can see that you're still holding this cup of love. It's just that it's just one cup, so it's aimed towards self-love. And this is something kind of interfering for good and bad. And we have death here. So what is interfering here is an ending. And I'm thinking it's this soulmate relationship that needed to be released. So you had to make a great sacrifice to prove your own self-love, your own self-respect, your own dignity, to show yourself worthy of stepping into the next level of your existence, to actually become more of your soul on earth and less of your little human being or human ego where you kind of need other people to love you. So you needed to sacrifice this part where you needed to be loved. So now you rather need to be yourself than need to be loved. You probably still need to be loved. Everyone needs to be loved. We kind of feel like we would die without it. But you are stronger than this, okay? So you're going to some kind of great paradigm shift where you're going to learn to not be submissive towards people just because you need their love. And this card is kind of showing your outcome because of this thing that you can control and the issue. And it's the rider. Usually the rider is someone coming with news towards you, someone coming with something new. But here I'm seeing like a split instead. Like everyone is going their separate ways because they have different schools to go to, basically, is what I'm feeling. That maybe you sacrificing the snake is giving them a certain form of school, and it's also giving you another type of school, so they might learn how it is to lose somebody. Okay, so that's your song, because I'm hearing melody to it as well. Lose somebody. Okay. What you need to learn is to walk away with your head held high. So that's what I'm hearing. Okay. This is how these energies working together, the past and the consequences of this that you couldn't rule over. Okay. So we can almost say that this is the now, and we have this beautiful, it's the woman. The woman shows that you are able to deal with this in a very warm, loving, calm, stoic, beautiful kind of way. So you're just accepting this loss here with the loyalty of the dog and self-respect from this woman, and kind of can't choose here. So you're just dealing with what is. This is what is, so I need to deal with it. And I feel like you still have love for this person riding away here. But you're kind of returning home to your self at this time, and returning home to your self-respect, and you kind of resettle everything that you try to compromise with in other situations. You try to compromise with this person, you try to be someone else, you try to make yourself worthy of love, you try to have kind of patience with their different snake behaviors that wasn't too pleasant. All this, you can let it go. You can just be yourself now. You can let everything fall away that is not you. And what is left is a very authentic kind of energy where you are loving yourself, you're loving the other person, and you kind of accept that things are in the way that they are between you at this time. Okay. So you're just being the bigger person, and just whatever happens is fine. You can't change it, because you can't control another person, and you can't control the divine that just says, no, it's time to let it go, just let it go. So even if you would have wanted to fight for this relationship here to the death, you just accept that you don't have control in this moment in time. So you're kind of taking control of your own life by this, and becoming more in tuned and more calibrated with who you are, with who you really are. Okay, so this is the combination between what the divine kind of did here, the thing that you couldn't control, and the thing in the future that you are asked to do. So we can say that if this is the now, this is your mission. So it can be a little bit loosely held. Okay, and your mission here. And it's the birds, and it's about being social, about communicating, being out there, trying to build relationships for yourself. So this is not saying become a nun or a monk and stay in the desert for 40 years and don't mix with people. On the contrary, it kind of says build something better with someone else. Okay? Build something better with someone else. So that is your mission. So all these people, they're kind of very preoccupied with their lives, kind of involved in their own stuff. And it can be a little bit hard to accomplish this at this point, but this is still kind of the goal, the mission for you, is to build something sustainable, like a love relationship with someone that's worthy of your time and attention. Okay, so there's a lot of hope in this. It's just, kind of let go of the snakes and build something with someone that's worth it. That's kind of great advice from the divine at this point. So, and this is kind of what other people have contributed with. This is your past, and it feels a lot like what you have contributed till. This is what the divine contributed with, the things you can't control, the things that was out of your hands, destiny. But this is kind of other people's interference. And we have a storch here, so that is new beginning. So it's very plausible that because of what the divine kind of took away from you with the snake here and the riding away, you're making room for something new and beautiful. Something that's totally fresh, something you haven't seen before, something where other people's pattern, your old pattern, it's not going to be the same pattern. Basically, you're going to have something new, something fresh, something you haven't seen before, that hasn't repeated itself endlessly in your life. And that is kind of what you're searching for here, storage and these bird's nest. You're going to build something new, like new type of relationships with new type of people. So you're going to have to say no to all these old kind of people. Every time you see this red flag and it kind of stays, it doesn't go away, it's not, you can't solve it. You need to try to solve it first. Communicate, say that, hey, I'm not really happy with how things have been lately. This is how I feel. What do you feel about this? And they say, well, it's fine by me, I don't care, it can be like this. And then you know, okay, so we're not on the same wavelength. This person thinks it's okay that we don't have sex anymore, that we don't reach out to each other, or that there's a lot of jealousy, or whatever it is. So if we try to at least maybe 3 times work through this and it doesn't, help. I'm not saying that you're going to leave someone you love because they have one issue that you have tried to solve 3 times, but this is real red flags, deal breakers. That's not, you're not able to solve them. And when you move on, you make space for new things where you can have people on another level that won't have these deal breakers, because it's the law of repulsion. What you say no to, you say, no, I don't want it. It's going to show its face less and less in your life. If you say, I don't want it, but you still keep it, then you're going to have more of it, because it's going to be the only thing you talk about with your friends, with everyone. Oh, I have this snake in my life. They're doing these shitty things. And so you're going to have more of it and more of it and more of it. But when you just say, no, I don't want it, I'm not giving it more attention, this is not what I want to invite in my life, you're going to see less of it and more of the new thing. It might indicate a little bit that it will be a new snake. So watch out for the red flags. So this is kind of the outcome when it comes to your interaction with other people. And we have the ring here. So it's definitely you're building a new kind of cycle with someone new, or with a new kind of soul group. It might also be that you have a big soul group that you're working together with. You might, be a part of this soul group, or you might be the yin to that yang soul group, or the yang to the yin. It's a little bit different. But it can be like this, that your soul group is working with a certain topic, for example, being able to say no to snakes, while the other soul group are working with another topic, kind of being rejected because you are a snake. So it might be that you will meet more people from this same soul group that is working with the issue to not try to be a snake. And they are trying to better themselves to not be snakes. And you are trying to better yourself to not accept people acting like snakes. So these 2 soul groups might exchange on different levels with different people, but it's still the same kind of topic. So this person might have the same background, being a snake, but they're trying to work on something new, like a new bond between people, a new way to connect with people that will make relationships more sustainable. So this is kind of great. It's not saying that it's going to be without problems. It's probably going to have a lot of problems, but the goal still seems to be to build beautiful, sustainable relationships between humans. And your only job basically is to love yourself, respect yourself enough to not swallow stupid things that are really deal breakers and that you shouldn't accept. So that's your only job, to say no to this, and to have self-control enough to walk away from it and be in your self-love, but continuously not giving up on relationships altogether, just working towards aiming your energy towards people that actually give you something back. So there needs to be communal work, like both people are putting in effort, or all people in this relationship. It might be a family situation, needs to put in effort. There needs to be communication, and there needs to be growth, okay? So we need to want to work on it, we need to want to communicate on it, and we want to solve it. We want to put in effort to actually solve it and not do the same stupid mistakes again. And a person can do the same stupid mistake 50 times or 100 times or 1,000 times, but if they at least try to change one variable, okay, next time to try something new, next time they try something new, next time they try something new, at least they're trying. You can't expect someone to change. It's like this, it's very hard to change, also for you. But the snake is all about change. It's all about kind of the snake biting its own tail, this circle. So it's definitely like a new karmic circle for you, where you're going to learn something new. So it's like a new school on a new level. So you have gone out of one degree of school and risen up to the next degree of school. And it's more about self-love, self-respect, knowing your value, keeping your moral codes, not compromising with them. There's certain things we want out of a relationship, like love, respect, honesty, things like this. And if we can work on it and bring more of this in, more trust, then there's something to work on. If there's a person is trying to work on less trust, that they don't need to be trustworthy, then they're snakes, and that's a red flag. Okay. So I hope this helped, and if you want to support my channel to bring more videos like this, you can do so by commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing my videos. You can also donate or make Google donate by clicking my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of that. If you're only watching this, I'm super grateful, and I love my wonderful and supporting viewers. So I'm going to move on now to pile number 2, which is with a psychic tarot of the heart. So thank you so much for watching. So pile number 2, and it has this beautiful stone. I have forgotten its name. It's very beautiful inside. On the outside it's just plain and gray, but on the inside it has this beautiful pattern. And these are your oracle card. I release the need to control my life. What you control the most causes you the most pain. Breathe in, breathe out, and let go of trying to control your life. So it's like the serenity prayer. Put in effort in the things you want to change. And when they are not changeable, you need to accept that. So you need to be able to accept whatever you can change, what you can't change, and kind of leave the rest in between up to the divine. So the things you can't change, you just say, okay, whatever happens is fine. I trust in the world. I trust in the divine. And also know that you're not, your body, your animated life here on earth is not forever. Everything is given to you. It's given to you when you, I'm hearing a song here, and it's Hotel Walls. So when you come to this life, it's like this in this song, it's roses and champagne. But then when you come into life and you become adult, it's like you're breaking everything inside these hotel walls. Everything is being broken to pieces. While you're trying to build something, it's also very destructive. Particularly relationships between people can be very painful and traumatic, but also beautiful and engaging. And also it's giving us, it's like our spiritual sadhana to kind of have this battle with other people. We learn so much. And then everything will be taken away from you. It's given to you. You battle it out, and then everything is starting to be stripped away. Your looks, the people in your life. One day you might find yourself being the only one really left. There's children there, but from your generation or the people that you had close around you, they are all gone. So this is how life is, and it's parameters which we can't change at this point. And we are not here to be in a same situation always. I have dreamt about this, and I saw people came to my balcony and it was people of different ages, but they were almost like undead people. It's not that they were looking scary or anything, they were just unchangeable. So if you were coming into this world as a little girl with a white dress, you only had this white dress and you were this little girl, and no promise of being married or having children or anything, because everything was, they lived forever. So it was kind of very boring, and they were not particularly happy. So I have seen how it would be if you would be able to keep everything forever. It doesn't seem fun. So this is more fun, but it's also causing a lot of losses. And it's when you don't let go, when you want to keep things and you can't accept that they are gone, that there's pain, that you want to have something back that's gone. It's okay if you want something back that is gone. So one side of you can be crying over a loss of a loved one, but another part of you, the eternal part, needs to kind of say, I don't mind what happens, or I know this person, this animal, this situation wasn't eternal. I knew it had an ending. And the ending always brings also new beginnings. So because your soul is eternal, your animated life is not. And what you control the most causes you the most pain. Breathe in, breathe out, and let go of trying to control your life. Don't mind what happens. You're just in here for a ride, and it's a ride if you let it. And then we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, and true love, this is the romance of a lifetime. So I'm thinking this is kind of a promise. Let go of the things that's giving you a lot of pain. Don't try to control or fix them if they are not fixable. Kind of just, let go and see if you have let things go and they come back to you, maybe they were worth keeping. But in other case, just let them go and focus on your self-love. And that is when true love comes in. When you love yourself, when you accept your life, when you don't mind what happens, when you have found inner peace. So you need to build a little bit on your, you need to be mindful what's feeling in your body right now. And also work on meditation to bring in more light. So heal what is and heighten your frequency. Heal what is, heighten your frequency. So you make a beautiful space inside of yourself where true love can come. First, true love will come in the shape of your love for yourself, how you back yourself up, how you have your stand on your side and love yourself to the death. And that it's going to be also reciprocated from others, like on the outside, things will be mirrored into you. And you have greater capacity to love others and be calm and cool and generous when you are not all dramatic and hopped up in this notion that you don't know if you're worthy of love or not. When you know you're worthy of love, you're calm, cool, generous, loving. So that is what the divine wants you to work on. Love yourself and accept losses. Don't try to hold on, let go of control, and go with what is most logic in the situation. What's kind of reflects your own moral values. How do you want to be treated? How do you want to treat others? Is this situation optimal when you look at this from this angle? For example, is this person treating you with dignity in the way you want to be treated? Or are you able to treat this person with dignity? Or are you in the wrong situation with the wrong people? So I'll just put up your cards. This is the past. This is interference from other people. This is divine interference, which you can't control. And I have forgotten what this is currently. This is the issue at hand, mission. And this is something I have forgotten as well. This is the outcome with this other person, and this is what you need to work on. So, okay. We'll start with the central issue here, and it's listen. I'm hearing another song. I usually just want one on this, but I guess I can press in another song. So I don't know exactly what song it is. someone is saying, listen, I should have told you long ago. I'm guessing it's you that should have been honest long ago with what you really want, what you really like, what you don't like, what you want more of, what you want less of. But you have probably been a little bit too domesticated to make that voice heard. But it's something else with someone wants to show you love as well. But here is you, full of self-respect, full of self-love, full of know-how, because this is wisdom in its most beautiful essence. And this listen is the high priestess. So it shows a person of high value that just don't let whomever into their life. They because I'm worth it, or because I love myself, because I know what I want and what I don't want. So it's about making judgment, making choices, listen to your intuition, being in tune with the divine, being in tune with your own emotions, knowing yourself, and trusting yourself to the brink of almost being a little bit kind of autistic. So it means that even if it seems a little bit insane at the time, you trust yourself to the fullest, because this is how you work right now. So you're not taking unnecessary consideration to social conditioning or domestication. Okay. So this is the past. And here we have challenging times. And it's the 5 of Wands. And I've seen you have been forced to protect yourself. You have been forced to kind of go to war a little bit and to put up shields towards people. Probably because you didn't have really these boundaries just yet. You were at times still kind of abandoning you and thinking that this other person knows better than me about me, and if they say my emotions are stupid or I shouldn't feel like that, I believe in them and I want to try to make a change. So we need to be listening into what other people say, but we can't betray the core of ourselves, because this is the core of ourselves is what's going to lead you through the dark forest and towards enlightenment. You can't skip steps by trying to be something that you're not, because this is just going to make a big shadow that you can't control, something that is acting out of you but subconsciously. So you won't even see the ill grin that you make towards a person where you say, well, I loved it, and your face is showing I hated it, because you're trying to be nice and conditioned. But here you have kind of bowed a little bit to the rule that you should behave in a certain way, because this is the only acceptable way. So you have gone through a battle both with yourself and other people to define this to the high priestess, to know that no, I can't do it. I can't compromise myself. I can't act like I am one thing when I'm really this other thing. Okay. And this is what you need to work on in the future, which will be your next assignment. And it's 8 of Swords, so it's helpless and hopeless. And this is what we can feel when we align with ourselves, because we see that it might have bad consequences. We lose the people that we have kind of conditioned ourselves for. We try to play by their rules and we lose them, and we wanted to keep them, but we didn't want to keep them in the kind of way that things were at this time. So it's like you're standing here in the middle with nothing, because you can't get this thing what you really want, and you can't be with this other person because it means that you need to compromise yourself too much. So with the 8 of Swords, it's kind of this thing here. I release the need to control my life. The things that you can't solve, the things that's unsolvable, leave them for another day. You can't solve them today. Right now, exact in this second, in this moment, you're probably not in big trouble. If you were in big trouble, you would listen to this from maybe a boat out on a raging river where you are falling down in this second towards the bottom of a waterfall. or you're falling down a waterfall to the bottom where there's rocks. So that would be you being trouble in this second. But most of your troubles that you think that you have now, they are actually in your past or in your future. They are not actually in your exact now. So if you can let go of control a little bit, you will also let go of this pain. And great leaders, they usually wait until the last minute before they make choices, before they take big actions, before they make a decision, because they know more information will provide itself. So you don't have to make a decision now. Let time move on and see what's being presented. Some certain things, I bet, will solve themselves, because when you have aligned more with yourself and let go of this inner conflict where you felt the need to always defend yourself towards other people. No, I didn't feel like that. I did like this. No, I wasn't. So when you have let go of that and you don't even have to hear that voice inside of you where you're battling with yourself. We can have quarrels with people even if they are not currently in the room. And when you can let go of that and just be in the now, be yourself, what you can't control, what you can't fix right now, you can fix them another day when it's a solution is presenting itself. This will calm you down. This will give you a much better flow of harmony in your life, and it will make your life a little bit more tolerable, so you don't have to feel like your body is a prison, your life is a prison, your emotions are a prison. Put up the red carpet to everything that is mindfulness, and raise your vibration with meditation. So when you have done mindfulness exercise of acknowledging what is and really being in the now and in the body, you can also bring in light to your system. Breathe in light, let your body be filled with light, so heighten your frequency a little bit. But most of this seems to be letting go of control. Whatever is. You are like you are. You can't change yourself. If you're not the best diplomatic public speaker, well, that's who you are, and that is how God planted you here. So you don't have to be anyone else. Okay. So this is a kind of divine interference, the things you can't control, the things that's out of your hand. This is just how it is. And we're beautiful enough, we have control. So the divine kind of gives the reins over to you and say, well, you have control. But only if you align with your soul, only if you align with the strength that's you, only if you don't fold your wings to fit into human houses or human rules or regulations, only if you are your true self, your true soul self, then you will have kind of control. But it's not an end goal. This strength card, control card here, it's more about when you accept yourself, you become very calm, you become very cool. You don't have to jump through hoops to kind of show others that you're worthy. And this makes you actually more zen, more cool, more in control, more laid back. You don't have to be anxious, you don't have to be nervous. It's what it is. So that gives you a sense of control, at least of your own inner peace, because you can bring yourself into harmony and into inner peace by just loving and accepting yourself. And the divine also says, well, you're strong. You're strong enough, so we can send you whatever the hell we want, because you will be able to take it. So that might be a little bit more worrying. So, and this is how this divine interference and this topic has affected you as of now. So I really don't know this reading. I'm just doing it, and I kind of intuitively know, but I have been today asking the divine to give me kind of hands-on, what do this card mean, this position, what does it mean? Because I want to be more clear with you and be able to transfer the divine messages into something that you can understand. And for me, it's easy to just pick up something from the Akashic records and just do it and read something out of it. But if it's going to be sustainable or even manifested here on earth so other people can use this kind of reading, it needs to be a little bit more hands-on. So I have learned today that this is how the divine interference and your issue is kind of affecting you and your life. and we have win or lose. So you're really challenged at this time, and you're not supposed to give in, okay? So you might not really identify with being a warrior or have to go to war. Maybe you just want inner peace or people to leave you alone, or to, at least if they are with you, to accept your offers of compromises, and you didn't want to go to war. But the divine tells me that you're a soldier, and what I'm seeing here is a war. So it's not a war where you need to be mean towards someone or do violence. What you need to do is to not agree with everyone else, okay? The thing you need to agree with here is you, and it's very, very hands-on and straightforward, because this is a major arcana card, the High Priestess, the major arcana card, Strength. So these two together, it's like an iron fist from God. So it means don't compromise yourself. Whatever you are, you are. Try to not control yourself to be something that you're not, so that you will be loved. So you need to be kind of revolutionary and strong enough to stand up for your true beliefs, to stand up for who you really are, and try to not fake it anymore, or try to be something that you're not. So this means that you can't be convenient, and this means that you can't just accept what other people are doing towards you, and it means that you need to stand up for yourself, basically. So 5-5, and fives are connected to the High Priest card, and it's about standing in your own authority or being submissed to another authority. It means this is how we have always done it, and this is how we have decided that we should do it. This is the best for everyone. This is our tribe. This is our society. These are the rules. But these rules are constantly being battled, and the lines for what is accepted or not is kind of, it's culture, so it changes over time. In a certain period of time, like 1750, let's say, also guys wear a lot of makeup and high heels, and today this is a little bit like, oh, it's strange, but maybe we're going to bring it in again, because guys generally in these days wants to look nice, so maybe they want to put this pink blushes on their cheeks and put a gray wig on and some high heels. No, it's a new culture, so it will be new things. It's not just a repetition of the old. But these lines are always shifting, and what's accepted right now might not be accepted tomorrow, and what's not accepted today can be accepted tomorrow. And how we change them is by how people change and evolve. So in the past, it was okay to take someone's life for a crime they have committed. Today, most countries doesn't have these kind of rules. They don't think that we should punish these people with death, because our culture has changed. We have become more turn the other cheek kind of people, and we have seen that every life has a value, and we don't want to have the bad karma of killing someone, because it will then we will have to do it all over again and again, be killed by this person and they will kill us, and so it's boring. So we don't want to do this anymore. But old cultures, they stone people to death for things like being unfaithful, and this change, it's always changing, and you are the one here changing this with your power. So you are a culture changer, and this is the kind of combination of the past and how you're being affected by this thing that you can't control, that the divine is saying you are going to have to be your true soul self. And also you are feeling you need to be your true soul self. You can't compromise yourself anymore. So this is the combination of this, and it's the sun. So it's so beautiful. This is Leo, and this is Leo. So Leo's planet is the sun. Leo's planet is the soul. It's about you being your royal self, okay? It's about you shining as you were meant to shine. You are showing yourself as you were meant to be shown. You are growing as you were meant to grow from the seed that God once planted when you were born. So this is so beautiful. This is you being you. Finally some resolution. Finally something divine on earth. And that's you. Okay? Beautiful. And I'm coming to think of the sound of silence, but I'm not going to put up another song. So if you want to check that out, you can make a playlist of Hotel Walls and this Listen, I Should Have Told You Long Ago, and this Sound of Silence with Disturbed, or with Simon and Garfunkel or whatever, if you prefer the original title. And this is a combination of this card number 4, the divine interference, and the future, your mission, or your work, the work you will do to make elevation, and this is your mission, okay? So this is how you will work it through, and it's kind of by accepting that it's unsolvable for the moment, and you just need to be in it. You can't run away. And the interesting is that we have sun here and moon here, shine and confront. So be yourself. And when you are yourself, things that's not truly calibrated inside of you or that has been forgotten will show its face. So it might be, let's say that in one of these lives here, you weren't able to shine your soul self because people had too much authority over you at this point. So you might have been killed, for example, for being, all-knowing, knowing herbs, knowing how to heal people, knowing about the universe, whatever. Something happened here, so maybe they chopped off your head is what I'm seeing, and in a picture, not nice. And you got traumatized. So now, when you're shining your true light and you're accepting yourself more and more, this is going to kind of float up like a balloon underwater. It will just come plop like this, and it needs to be dealt with. And you might feel like you are going to die, but it's not you dying, it's you digesting a past life trauma, okay? So this is your mission, and it's to deal with all these past life crap when you couldn't be yourself because times were such that you had to condition yourself to survive. And now you are going to have to deal with all these floaters, plop, 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 and put the light on it and shine it until it's healed. So mindfulness, mindfulness, mindfulness. Stay with the pain, roll out the red carpet to it, accept, accept, accept. So whatever crazy thing you are feeling, you can be with your best friend or with maybe a new partner or whatever is happening, and things are floating up to the surface. Let's say that you're feeling extreme jealousy, and it's not an accepted feeling, and you shouldn't be jealous. You should be, this stoic, strong, Zen kind of person. But you're not. You're super, super jealous. So you say to the other person, I'm so sorry, but today I'm feeling like I have trouble trusting you, with you spending the weekend with your best friend from the past. That's actually a girl like me or a boy like me. And I'm not trusting of this situation. I want to, my logic self wants to be accepting of this, but my true self right now is not feeling accepting of this. And I don't want to control you into doing something you don't want, but I'm going to have to choose my own back here. And I am actually asking you to be loyal towards me and invite me to this friend group. If you're friends, I can tag along. And if you love me, you will probably go along with this. And when I have learned to know this person, I might trust them 100% as well as you do. But trust is something that is earned, and I'm not feeling the trust right now. And this person can answer, oh, to hell with you. I'm going to spend the weekend with this friend. But then you are going to have to be loyal towards yourself, because you don't want to be treated as you were probably treated in a past life all over, because you don't want to make the karma even worse. So in this situation, you're going to have to see the truth, accept the truth, and act upon the truth. So it might be not maybe breaking up with this person, but you might feel in a certain way that will give the whole relationship certain consequences. And that's nothing you can help, because it's what it is. So you can't control that this other person is not trying to make you trust them. You can't control that they are not on your side. You can't control that they are thinking it's a little issue when for you it's a life and death issue, because you might have died because of it. Someone being illoyal, okay? and you are going to have to prove to stand on your own side, and you can't control the outcome. If you control the outcome that this person should be on my side, well, they aren't. Or I shouldn't feel like this. I should just let them do whatever the hell they want. Well, you don't. You don't feel like that. So if you can accept what is and kind of let go of control of the outcome here and just go with your soul self, that will give you more freedom and it will heal you. It might break your relationships apart, but if that person wasn't loyal enough, you weren't able to build something sustainable with them anyway. We can be hard towards our lover and say, well, you're constantly jealous. If I'm going to be in a relationship with you, either you trust me or you don't. So that is the other person's view of things. And you might have constantly disrupted their things and made them do something that they didn't want. And they have the right to stand on their own ground and do their own thing. And when we all do so, it's where we end up on our true destiny, when we follow our own soul self. And this is when we really learn something. So you might say, okay, I accept that you don't want me to control you, but is it something that you can do to help me out in this situation? And they say, yes, I want to meet my friend first the whole day, and we are going to do this and this and this, but on the evening we are going to go out and take a bite, and that would be amazing time to introduce you. So compromise in a way that's kind of healthy for everyone. But you can't, if the person is not trying at all and they haven't ever tried, then you need to be loyal to yourself and take whatever consequences is out of this. Okay. So this is what other people bring, and it's a fine balance. So it's 2 of Pentacles. It's kind of a card of falling out of balance, that it comes things inside to your life that's kind of poking on your attention and disrupting your harmony. Like this person wants to go have a weekend with their friend from the past that you fear is not a friend, I might add. So it's life kind of bringing in stuff to bring you out of balance, to constantly shooting balls on you, that's going to make things float up. Things from the past, your trauma is going to float up because of the things that's being thrown at you, and you're going to have to pick them up and sort them out one by one. And it might be a little bit much. So at times you might feel overwhelmed or even on the brink of depression due to all this stuff happening that doesn't seem to be aligned with what you truly want or what you wanted to see happening. But it's not here to kind of pet you the right way. It's here to challenge you. So we will have this trauma healing, okay? So it needs to happen. They need to challenge you like this. They need to throw you out of balance. They need to come with their everyday stupid things that is going to make you fall, so that you can feel the pain. When you can feel the pain, you can heal it. Let's say that you walk over the threshold to another room and you hit your toe in the threshold. It's like this ribbon between rooms in the door, and you hurt your toe. Try to, if you do a little accident like this, you might hurt your elbow on something. Try to not touch it, okay? Try to ignore it and pretend like it's not there, and see what happens. Because most of us will have our nervous system will tell us that there's something wrong, it's something wrong, it's something wrong, it's something wrong, it's something wrong, until you do like this. Okay, so then you have acknowledged there's a pain there, so it doesn't have to, alarm like this, and you can deal with it and you can digest it. So the body knows, okay, so they are mindful that something has happened that might need attention. And here, the sun, it's about attention. It's your soul. It's shining in the light on things that you have. It's almost wisdom, many lifetimes that you have lived. You have collected a lot of wisdom. Some of these wisdoms aren't digested because you died. Remember, you lost your head. Someone betrayed you. And here, it's the digestion that needs to happen. 18, 1 plus 8, 9. It's the moon is connected to the Hermit card. So it talks about you seeing these old memories, this knowledge that you have collected, but it's kept in a part of the hard drive where it's not digested. It's trauma, so it's undigested material, so it hasn't been turned to pages in your book of wisdom just yet. It's still a trauma, and you need to put your light and attention to it and work through it, and it will become wisdom. So that's how life works. It wants to create a wisdom out of trauma, and this is your job right now. So people are going to throw stuff at you that's going to bring up the trauma, and your work is to deal with it and to not try to solve unsolvable situations. It's what it is. Accept yourself, accept how you're feeling, accept how the other person is feeling. Don't try to make things, that you will know the future or how things surely will work out. You can't know at this point. Things can go either way, but I can assure you that it will go in a way that your destiny wants to bring you into, and that will teach you the most and valuable things. Okay. So this is the outcome with other people, and we have awaiting results. So you can't see immediate results here. So people are going to throw difficult stuff at you. You will have to deal with them in the best way possible yourself. You have the biggest responsibility here to, okay, what is it that I'm feeling and why? So why am I real mad this time? We're going to visit this person's parents and I'm super angry here. What's going on? So that's your thing to figure out. But if the other person says, hey, you seem to be in a strange mood, and you say, well, yes, I'm sorry. Ever since you told me we were going to this place, I have been really angry and I don't know why. It must remind me of some old situation that I haven't really processed. So I will try to be on my best behavior, but I'm surely grateful that you look out for me and that you're so great because you see always when I'm out of balance. And it's so great to have someone like you that's doing this. So either it's a friend or whatever, it's a partner or a new love interest or whatever. So try to be patient both with other people and yourself at this point. Things are growing here, but we don't know what they will grow into right now. It's very uncertain kind of times because the divine doesn't know how strong you are, how fast you will process things, how much other people will be able to understand what you're going through. But mainly I'm seeing you are being very loyal towards yourself at this time, and also much more cooler because you don't have to be so reactive, you don't have to be defensive. You don't have to be, this is from the past, you needed to be defensive then, but now it's like it doesn't have to be a war even anymore. It can just be, this is what is. So it's not more complicated than that. So when it comes to love, I'm seeing mostly people putting you in, difficult situations, throwing these balls at you. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. Most of this reading is about you and how you process this and how you align with yourself to heal yourself, to create a beautiful future for yourself eventually. But it will take a little bit of time. You're going to have patience. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I'm so grateful for you watching, and you can support my channel by not only watch but comment, subscribing, liking, sharing my videos, and you can also donate to the channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by watch my ads for 30 seconds, click it, watch it 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first, and that's very helpful. So thank you so much for watching number 2, and if you want to stay and watch number 3, no one is more thrilled than me. So this is pile number 3 with this beautiful amethyst crystal, raw crystal. And I will mix it up a little bit and put it there. And these are your oracle card. And it's, I create my future today. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. This is reminding me of something that my daughter has learned from her another student. And it's that is tomorrow's Queen of Cups Tarot's problem. Okay, so if I would say this to myself, I would say that's tomorrow's Helen's problem. I don't have to do it today. But usually we want to do it the other way around. So we want to do something today that your future self, like the Helen of tomorrow, will be grateful for. But you need to play with this, because if you are the person that always do great things for your future self and you never let your current self rest or have fun things in their life, you might need this, what people that's overwhelmed with studies have learned to survive. That is not my today problem, because I already studied for, let's say, 18 hours, 6 hours of sleep. So that will be tomorrow's problem, okay? That will be tomorrow Helen's problem. And this is something that you need to look at in your life's perspective. How are you doing with this? How can you find balance with this? If you die tomorrow, will you have lived enough today, or did you just do all the have-tos or these things I need to do? Or did you actually do the things that would make the life worth living? It's also another thing, you can do courageous things that either tomorrow's you will either thank you for or be very embarrassed over. So it can be, for example, to reach out to that person that you have been so scared of reaching out to. So maybe you don't know the consequences. Will you be embarrassed to death? So will your future self will not be particularly grateful, or will they, that you are actually going side by side with this person now? So I think it's about also courage. So here are your Romance Angels Oracle card, and it's make the effort and keep an open mind. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, and your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So these two cards together with the other card is kind of making me see a situation where you need to start to engage in your love life. Okay, you need to make the effort and also keep an open mind. So date people that's not your usual type. Maybe your usual type has brought you a lot of trouble. So try to work an angle and go outside your comfort zone a little bit to date people that's actually not your common type, or outside your normal social gathering group or age or whatever it is. So great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So it kind of hints that if you do these steps today, your future self will thank you for it. Okay. So, and these are your tarot cards. So this is your past. This is what other people bring to your life. And this is what the divine kind of brings in. Things that you can't really control. It's what it is. And this is, it's a combination of the card number 2 here and the card that it will be number 5 eventually. And this is the issue and topic. This is your future mission. This is how the interfering and this issue have had effect on you. And this will be a combination of these cards. And this is outcome for you together with other people. And here we have sneaked in, it came an extra card. So this is future work and elevation. So I'll put them there. Okay. So this is the issue at hand, the topic. And we have hope. If we think that the house we're going to build is going to be crappy, we're probably not going to build it. And we're going to have to live under an evergreen for the rest of our lives without the house, because it never was built, because we didn't have hope. So this is the ingredients that you really need to feed yourself with right now. The ingredients of hope, of daring to have a vision, daring to dream about beautiful things, for example, in your love life, that things doesn't have to be as they were before. Focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. And try to envision, maybe there's a lot of different meditations on YouTube, for example. You can search on meditation for envisioning your soulmate or something like that. And you will find meditations where you can go and actually envision your soulmate and build this house for the future, where you will have a love life that's actually existing, and full of vitality and life. Okay, so hope. It's also connected to the strength card. So with hope, if you want to build a house, you need to be strong and resilient. You can't just have hope and hope that it will just bring itself to life itself. Someone falling from a helicopter and down in your lap where you're sitting in your comfort zone, that's not going to happen. So you need to put it together with some strong action. And these are your past, and we have the awareness, which is about envisioning. So the divine says you have created your life all along. So the things you are not happy with is your own creations. So it's no one has created it for you. It's you created it for you with what you were able to envision. Okay, because you're the architect of your life. Certain things you can't really control, so they're kind of lying to you a little bit. But most things in your life you can control. If you have a vision of the house like an architect, and you then put in a little bit hope and a little bit strength to build it, you will soon have a house. So that's how life works. If you put in the effort, you will have the desired outcome. If you don't put in the effort, you won't have the desired outcome. But there's another little trick as well, and that is what you are thinking is what's going to be created in your life. So you can put in all the nice effort and still thinking that, well, I'm putting in the effort, but this is not going to work. And of course, then it's not going to work. So we have two different topics here of future work and elevation. So you can either stand here, at the bridge to nowhere, because it's a big gap here, or you can do something that's better for yourself. You can heal your past and create a new beautiful future for yourself. This is the card of past lives, childhood, and second chances. Okay, so either you can think about all the old situations you have been in and how crappy they were, and this is how crappy your future will be, and this will be the work that you will be doing. You will have to face your own creations, again and again and again. It's kind of boring. Or you can clean out your mind, and every time you think a negative thought about your love life, for example, whenever you are aware, because you need awareness to do so, create a better image for yourself, create a better vision. Okay, change the variable. Say, oh no, that is not actually what I want to create. I know I said that all women are liars, or all men are cheaters, or whatever you just said, but that's not true. Of course, that's not true. I want to meet a partner that will be loyal towards me, honest and loyal. So that will be my creation. So you can change it into something more beautiful, something more that you desire more, that you actually want, instead of this thing, which you probably don't want. Okay, so your mission is to stop arguing with yourself and having this, I want this, but this is how it's going to be. I want a house, but I know I can't build it. I want the house, but I know I can't build it. It's like you're saying, I'm going to travel to China. I have ordered the ticket and I'm traveling there. Okay, if you're already in China, you might want to travel to the next town. But when you're almost in the next town or in China, you decide, no, I want to go back, because you say first, I want a relationship, but all my relationships are crappy. Okay, but I don't want to be alone. I want to have the relationship, but they always fail. So you never, arrive at your destination, and you want to arrive on your destination. So you need to be a little bit more careful with your your creations. Okay. So this is what you can't really help, because this is out of your control, because this is what life brings you. And it says moving on. So the divine is not going to let you stay in memories of something old, okay? Of memories of something, how things were created in your life that was crappy. No, they don't want it. They want this better thing for yourself. 6 are connected to the Lover's card. 6 of Swords. Move from this, you see, fall, what has been, and into the future, this springtime. And with the wand, I think, from the Magician as well. So, basically, the divine wants to give you the awareness, the kind of capacity to see yourself, at this moment, so that you will be able to choose better things for yourself and create better visions when it comes to love, because this is about love and relationships here with the sixes. So the divine is going to help you, if you're willing, the time is right to move on from your old thinking into new thinking. But it's up to you if you are going to be on the train or not. It's not going to happen by itself. You're going to jump on it and on it and on it. Every time you fall off and you catch yourself eventually, because you have done this for 2 hours, you have been nagging about your old girlfriend or old boyfriend or that marriage that just failed. And then you, awareness. I remember I didn't want to create this in my future. So now I'll take a 2-hour-long meditation and envision the future that I actually want, instead of the future I was now creating that I didn't want. So it's up to you to put in the work. If you think it's not, worth it, you will probably find yourself living without the house. Okay. So this is what the interference from the divine and this topic overall, how this has affected you. And we have victory and success, and it's another 6. So it's the 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups. So what I'm seeing here is you being the pioneer. You are going to check out if this theory that I'm now presenting you with is going to work. The divine thinks it's going to work. But it's up to you to be the one going out there and making it happen. So it's almost like a scientific experiment where you are the chosen experiment leader, and you are going to maybe learn this yourself first and then teach others. It's a very plausible scenario, what I'm seeing moving forward, that you will learn this first and then you will teach it to others. You will see how you can do this for yourself, and then other will be helped by it, because you are walking first. You're walking like a leader, like a pioneer, like someone doing something for the first time. Maybe not exactly for the first time, but the first time in your experience, or first time you're experiencing it and can teach your peers. And this is the combination between your past and this, how this the divine and the issue has affected you. And it's the base chakra, so it's about self-confidence and wanting to build something from scratch, something like the house. I was talking about the house all the time. Base chakra, it's the house. It's your foundation, it's your tribe. It's the things that keeps you alive. So having a house, roof over your head, it means, and maybe food and water, people that loves you, that is your foundation. If you have that, you can live happy, okay, without too much worries. If you have food, water, shelter, and social life. So that is what you are going to have to build for yourself with this beautiful building, your house. So seeing too that you have roof over your head, food, water, friends or relationships, a tribe. You want to build a tribe for yourself, like a social connection network. These are what human needs to survive. We can argue that people might not need love to survive, but we can also argue that that's the biggest disease in our time, that people don't have their tribe, so there's no meaning with living. And children that doesn't get this, they actually frown and die. So it's just adults that might be able to survive going without their peers. But you don't have to. You can create this in your life if you just, change the tune on your pipe which you're playing. So this is a combination of this 4 and 3. So it's kind of your mission, because it's also this, this tribe that you need to build with hope. So mission. Material harvest. It's the 9 of Pentacles. So build something beautiful for yourself. Something that you know that I built this. I fixed this. With my determination, with my mindset, with me having this aware kind of control over myself, being attentive enough to see too that I kept myself on track, didn't fall off the wagon, and aimed towards my goal. And here it is. This is what I built. And this is your mission, to build beautiful, beautiful things for yourself in your life. To have this, what I just said, the foundation, okay? The things that you need to be happy. It's just these things. And it's the temple here. It's 2 temples. So I'm actually thinking you're preparing something, not only a house for yourself, but it's like you're preparing your inner stability to maybe be integrated with other people's stability. So it can be a whole communion of people that have worked through their issues and being better creators. So this is what other people bring into your life. And we have fertility. So it seems like you have a great opportunity here. You have the raw material to build whatever you want in your life. Life is overflowing, okay? The world is overflowing. It's full of bountiful pleasures. It's how you get access to them is by your own view of the world. If you think that it's scarce, you're never going to find love. Well, your wish is my command, say the universal Gemini, and says, okay, so life is scarce. You won't ever find love. I'm so sorry. But if you think that, oh, it's full of, if I lose one, there will be 1,000 more for me to choose from. And there will be better and better relationships every time. That will be what you will be able to harvest. That's the kind of fertility that life will bring you then. So you have a plentiful foundation already from the divine, where you have the magician. So you are sharp as a whistle. You have the resources, and you have the divine on your side. So you only need to get yourself on your side, basically, and stop whatever kind of creation you have been doing before that risks ending in these obstacles and challenges. And if you can do that, you will have a beautiful future. So this is outcome with other people. It might be a little bit, we don't know exactly, since you have 2 cards here. And we have emotional loss. And I think this is your Achilles heel. It's your vulnerable point, that you're so scared of emotional loss. This is a part of life. So if you're going to play this number game with, losing one and there's 1,000 more people, if you're going to lose all these 1,000 people, I'm not saying that you're going to, but I'm seeing you being a little bit on kindergarten with this. You're going to have to accept emotional loss and welcome it as a dear old friend. We have the 2 5s here. It doesn't have to, you don't have to make this about, I don't ever want to experience this again. So I'm never going to have a relationship again, because it's always going to end up in this. You have the chance to do something totally different right now and accept emotional loss. That emotional loss will come for everything that's worth having. And you're always going to lose it one way or the other. This is animated life. Your soul is just looking into the looking glass into this life. And when you're here, you're playing a game of life. And you're young and everything is being given to you, and you're middle-aged and things are becoming to taken away. And it's also very challenging at times, because you need to bring this roof over your head and the food and the people. So it can be a little bit of a challenge, and eventually you will lose it all. One thing by one thing by one thing will just go. Sometimes they go before time. I can see this in this dire time that we are in. That we are actually losing things. We are kind of going through a small death, where we're learning to lose things and let them go before the actual ending, because that is giving us the benefits of being able to let go, surrender things, survive death, even when we are not dead. So we can use this skill, what we have learned, to let go of things and to accept that things are not forever. If we can use this, we become much more happy, because if we can let go, we won't feel, we will not be fighting the truth of what is. So accepting what is, accepting when emotional loss comes. It comes when you lose something that was worth having. So you build this beautiful house, you had it for 40 years, and then it burned down. That's an emotional loss. And it just proves how much this house was worth to you. And it's about then to not give up, but actually build an even more beautiful house for yourself. So it's like you're going to not only this 1,000 more lovers, you're also going to 1,000 deaths. And death after death after death. And it's just a consequence of love It's just a consequence of things worth having. When they are worth having, it's painful of losing them, but you can't keep them forever anyway. So graciously let them go. And after a period of mourning, you create something new in your life. As long as you have the strength, as long as you have the gifts of doing so, eventually come a time when you will be so old that you don't have the strength anymore. And then it's your own life that you will have to give up like this. So it's a big life lesson. But I'm thinking it's yummy, beautiful, beautiful things that wants to come in your life if you can accept both the getting part, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so in love, I want to keep this forever, and the letting go part, the world took it away, this person took it away, they didn't love me anymore. If you can accept this too, with the emotional loss card here, and know that this is part of life and it's not you being punished. It's just, the circle of life. A flower comes up through the earth. It's a little seed. And it comes up through the earth. It's fighting itself through the dark soil, being there in all its splendor. And then one day it's going to wither away and die. And that's how things work at this place. And it's nothing you can do to change it. Just roll with it, okay? Don't mind what happens. Build new beautiful things as long as you have the strength. Don't go into this, I don't want to build anything anymore. I don't even want to have people. I'm going to live underneath this evergreen because I don't want to have anything, because if you get something, you will always lose it. That's a boring place to be, and it's you avoiding being the creator. So you can be the creator over and over again. It's like building sand castles, and then the sand castle is gone and you build a new one, and the waves comes and takes it, and you build a new one. It would be boring to just sit there and not creating this beautiful sand castle. Who doesn't have beautiful memories from building sand castles? So I'm hearing a song, and it came through, I think, also in the general reading. It's Human Touch with Bruce Springsteen, and it's about everything you don't give up, the world just strips away. So maybe you will get some more information out of that. The songs are like small tarot readings. You will find a timestamp for your reading, and you will find, like in the parentheses here, you will find a link to the song. And so that's your song. If you click it, you will come directly, you will come away from my video and into this video of your song. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I'm truly grateful for you watching, and if you want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching, but also by commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by watching my ads, clicking them, watching them for 30 seconds, or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. And that is keeping my humble revenue up, so I can free up more time to do videos like this for you on this channel. So have my forever gratefulness, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to watch the next, it's up, because now I'm moving on to number 4. I'm going to take together these cards, and I'm probably going to help the candle there. It seems to feel a little bit ill, or maybe not. Well, maybe it's pushing through. So moving on to pile number 4. So, and it's with this raw citrine stone. Citrine, I don't know how you say this in English. In Swedish it's citrin, so it's kind of the same. It's beautiful. I want this other side. Let's have this point that has beautiful, beautiful energy. So I want it directed towards this reading. So this is your oracle card. I trust the guidance of the universe. Trust that everything you need to know is being revealed to you in the perfect space-time sequence. If you feel like you're full of questions, it might be things that you can't learn right now. You can't hear it right now, because that would change your destiny or the outcome in some way that's not desirable. So everything will be revealed in perfect space-time sequence. And we also have this two Romance Angels Oracle cards. And this could be the one, and you already met the romantic partner you seek, an engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this seems very beautiful, and like there's something waiting. If you are trusting enough, something will wait on the horizon, which you can kind of throw yourself off a cliff and find yourself landing in a beautiful pink cloud. So that's how I'm feeling. Maybe cloud 9 or something like that. And this is the Druid Oracle cards. And the first card here, it's the past. And this is what other people bring. And this is what the divine bring or destiny brings that we can't really do anything about. It's what it is. And this is a combination between this card and this card. So it will be interesting. It's about your reactions to things. This is the issue and topic. This is your mission. And this is, you have this interference from the divine and the issue and topic. And this is kind of how it's affecting you. So there. And this is outcome for you with other people, or for other people together with you. And this is the work that you will have to put in here in the future. So we'll start with the issue at hand. And we have a 3 of swords. So I'm guessing that you feel right now that one and the engagement, the commitment and forever home is kind of far, far away, because you have been living through some kind of heartbreak trauma, where you have been defeated, beaten down, and you have also been probably backstabbed and maybe cheated on, or someone has been illoyal or not trustworthy. And we can see it's almost what I'm seeing in this tree. It's missing some of its bark here, or some of the outer garment of the tree. I don't know the name in English. And it's like a bear almost have clawed it, okay? So that's how strong you are. So even if you have been treated poorly, no one has been taken away your strength. You're stronger than ever, okay? And I heard a song. I will see if I can still remember it. Yes, it's Lift Me Up. It's a little bit harsh song. It's like your fight song, I guess. Okay, so don't be too alarmed when the music hits the fan. You'll find your song next to the timestamp in both the description box and in the comment section. So the timestamp will take you to the right section of the reading, and the thing that's under this parentheses, you say in Swedish, there will be a song link, and it's your song. Okay, so this is your past, and we have the hangman here. This is 3, 1 + 2, 3. So this is like a birth going on here, and it's very painful birth. So you have gone through something which you couldn't really change. You couldn't really control the issue or the matter at hand, or the other people's involvement, maybe not even your own involvement, and not your destiny or anything. So it was kind of, your harvest was halted because of something. 3 of Swords, something happened that was painful, and it was out of your hands. So we can say it like that. It was out of your hands, but totally necessary for your spiritual and personal growth. And this is your work because of this. And we have a 5 of Swords. So it kind of calls for you to stand up for yourself towards people that's lying, cheating, bastards, or people that's doing negative things towards you. You can accept that they won, but don't be beaten down, okay? So the song comes in again. And you might see it like this. There's always like a bigger bird chasing the little bird. And I want you to become more like the big bird, okay? Your work is to become more like the big bird. Don't just be the sitting duck victim here. You need to be a little bit more proactive, seeing red flags, trusting yourself, being able to say no and yes, or whatever is needed in this situation. I'm slowly seeing your candle is dying. It's a little bit spark there, but I will definitely pause and change it. So, little magic. And it's done. So this is divine interference or destiny, what it has brought. And it's a 10 of Pentacles. So the destiny has brought something really worth having. But maybe someone was ungrateful for it. They had, like, you had everything. That might be why it hurts so much, because you have already kind of found a person that you were supposed to live with or be with, and you felt very much at home. But it seems like someone kind of was ungrateful in this situation. I don't know if that someone was you or if it was the other person. I kind of want to lean on towards it was the other person, and that was part of the betrayal. That there was something beautiful that was being created here by destiny and divine, but someone took it for granted and kind of didn't value this or value you. And this is how the destiny and this issue has affected you. And we have the Prince of Swords, so it seems like you're ready to take revenge on this situation or not be this sitting duck anymore. So that was probably the whole point of this, to make you a little bit more fierce, to make you a little bit more less like this victim, the victim just being, victim to the circumstances, and taking a little bit more action and control and defending yourself. Because I'm thinking you feel like the world is made of rules, that good things comes and happens to good people. And you have leaned so much towards this that you thought that God would wipe out your enemies with a flash of light, and you wouldn't have to do anything. But I need to inform you that you are God's flash of light. So if you want something to happen, it's going to happen through you, because you are a spark of God. Okay, God lives within you. You being a divine soul, animating this body. So you are God's hand on earth, and you need to defend yourself if you want to be defended, and that is God defending you. So I'm thinking there's some script in both in most religions where they're saying that the person that gives things to themselves will be the one that's being given things. So basically, so what it is that you want to have, you need to go out and grab it. You need to go out and get it. It doesn't mean that that there's no karma, okay? But it just means that karma is a little bit more slow process. If we say that this person did something shitty towards you, you just let it happen, and then in the next life you will be on different side in a war, and you might kill this person. So the karma is kind of it has kind of leveled out, and the person have learned things from two different sides, how it is to give the pain and how it is to receive the pain. Or maybe you didn't kill them, you just, it seems like a warrior scene, so I can't change it. I think you killed them. It might have been that you killed them and now they are kind of breaking your heart, so it might be karmic in that way too. And from this karma that you have experienced since you were this warrior, you have learned to turn the other cheek and to not interfere too much, or to kind of just wait for good things to happen to the one that waits and the one that's kind, and all these kind of things. But now I think the divine wants you to be a little bit in the middle. They want you to be this graciously waiting, patient person, but they also want you to be able to, enough is enough. So at this point, you're supposed to grab up your old warrior self and put a little bit order to this classroom. So that is what I'm feeling. And this is a combination of the past and this what you have learned from this divine intervention situation here. And it's the Princess of Cups. So it's kind of what I just said, that you have learned this with turning the other cheek and being a very calm, cool person. It made you like into Little Red Riding Hood, but I think you rather wanted to be Little Red Riding Hood than the Prince of Swords, because you have learned in many, many lifetimes due to karma that bad things happen to bad people. And it doesn't happen maybe that lifetime, but maybe the next one. That's how destiny works. It's a little bit slow. Karma is a little bit slow. It's speeding up. Sometimes you have instant karma. It can be very funny at times, particularly when it happens to someone that I'm in a quarrel with my one of my peers, and then they just fall off end when they are doing something unfair. It can be very funny. So we can laugh at it, and there's no more conflict anymore. So you can use happiness and fun to elevate the situation as well. But what I'm seeing here, that you have lived many lifetimes. You became a wise soul. You realized that we shouldn't be warriors because it's bringing bad things. You have done this so many times now. You killed them. Next life you were killed. Kill. Next time you were killed. It was boring, plain boring. So you elevated, and you became this person turning the other cheek and being calm and cool. And you trusted the divine. You have learned to trust the divine here. That good things will happen to good people. But then now you realize, because you're on a more advanced level, that it doesn't work. You have been all the good you can be, but you remembered or you forgot to remember that you were the creator. Okay, you are a spark of the creator. So you just waited like a sitting duck for someone else to come and save you when you are your own savior. You forgot that little part, but now it's time to remember this. So it's time to become your own hero, basically. So you can be this calm, cool, very zen person until something happens and you need to be like this song, like this fight song, lift me up above this. Okay, and this is the new you then. So we have the little page that was stabbed in the heart. This person learned that nice things will happen to nice people, and then bad things happened. And this is your mission that's coming out of that. 9 of Cups. So if people doesn't want to play nice with you, you play nice with you. So we have graduated from this tribe kind of community where you needed other people to bring you beautiful things. Frankly, it might have bored you a little bit as well, not only the person being ungrateful. And now you need to learn how to do things for yourself. So it's really like you have advanced a little bit, become a little bit more independent, a little bit more that you have grown. You're not God's little child anymore. You're more God's teenager or young grown-up that's going to fix a house for themselves and make things happy and happen for themselves. So this is your mission out of this. So you've really gotten more responsibility for your life, basically. And this is what other people have brought to this situation. And we have strength. So it seems like someone has been very cool and stoic in this situation. Maybe they have been kind of a role model for what you need to experience. Because maybe they did the other way. Maybe they were the sitting ducks once, and then they learned to become the warrior, strong, fierce warrior. This person have laid down the sword though, but still being a warrior. And they might act like an example for what you need to learn now. So they might have acted kind of like they didn't need you, but it might have been a little bit because they actually didn't need you, okay? Because they actually were able to create beautiful things for themselves in their life. What you are supposed to do now. So it doesn't mean that this person wasn't the backstabbing, whatever you want to call them here. But it also means that they can, their life can act a little bit like a role model for the things that you need to learn today, that you need to become a little bit more like them to create balance between the Page of Cups and the Prince of Swords here in your own life. So it's just like a mirror that you needed to look into to see, okay, this person acted like this. Maybe I can mirror their behavior a little bit and become independent and like I don't care as well. Okay. And this is the outcome with other people. And we have a 3 of Cups. So I'm thinking you are going to be given more chances to live again in very social situations. This could be the one, an engagement with someone lovely. But it's going to be a little bit hard for you to know who it's going to be, when and where. Because they kind of want you to give your all in every situation and really believe that, oh, this could be the one. And then you will have to, you come here and say, oh, this could be the one, beautiful. And then you will have to stand up for yourself and say no to something that you don't want. And then it might come to another thing here. This could be the one. And then you might have to do this all over again. I'm not saying it's going to be like the third is the charm. But eventually when you have learned to be in balance between your turning your other cheek and being your own hero, that is when you're going to be able to advance to a more elevated place in your relationships, where you will meet people that are equally whole like yourself. Okay, so I really hope that this helps, and thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful. And if you want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching, but also by commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by watching my ads for 30 seconds. Click them, watch them for 30 seconds, or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first, 30 seconds or the end. Sometimes it's short videos, like 4 seconds, and then that's the end. That will free up more time for me to make more videos like this for you on this channel. And I'm really, really grateful for my wonderful, helpful, loving, supporting viewers. And I'm really loving the exchange that we have. And I'm truly grateful for being able to be in this position. And I want to say that until next time, stay truly blessed, and bye-bye.